So I started making these animal track panels, kind of because something random. I've been watching this show called Alone, and they're always reading tracks, figuring out what's moving through their area. For some reason, these animal tracks inspired me, so I figured I'll make my own bear and wolf tracks. One day while working on these, I needed to go outside to my messy studio. And I heard something like never before. One of the things I love is that my studio faces a preserve. So most of the sounds I'm used to, squirrels, deer through the brush, raccoons, birds. But one afternoon, I heard something different that I wasn't supposed to miss. So I started recording. A coyote right in front of me. It stopped, looking back, and another followed, most likely a pair. It was the first time I'd ever seen coyotes in person. So now, these tracks just got real, and the coyotes just took center stage. I must become one with them. I'm going to use the bear prints to show you my process, but it's the same for all three animals. And stick around if you want to see the finished coyote panel. I first knead the modeling clay to make it easier to work with. Then I roll it into strips. Now I'm just applying the clay to my drawing. I was using strips for the toe pads, but then I just found that it's easier to tear chunks out and then shape them. This is a pre-made stucco mix that you can get from Home Depot, Lowe's, or Amazon. The link is in the description. I think the stucco resembles snow, revealing these bear tracks. I like to reuse my clay if possible, and since modeling clay is oil-based, you can just wash it off with water. You're not just covering the surface, you're defining what remains. Since a bear is a heavy animal, I decided to add more material to make the imprints deeper. And I'm still trying to figure out how to execute these panels, but meanwhile, I'll start working on the wolf. Same process, different animal. What's left is absence made visible. So now that the wolf prints are down, I decided to go back to the bear and add a dark base, which I'd later learn is a mistake. These prints are cool, but I'm still just not feeling it. I want these track panels to feel like I just cut a piece of the forest floor out and put it on the wall. So the coyote panels, the guinea pig, I've been putting it off because it's going to be tedious. But it's also what's going to make these really stand out in the end. Let's start with this tree bark. I'm starting with this just to get the ball rolling, so placement is key. The biggest thing for me is trying to cover up as many hard edges as possible. I go back to the smaller, tedious bits, but I'm still stalling. Decide to use this wood glue to start off, and it works really well for bigger pieces and leaves. But the pine needles really need to be put down one by one. And if you're unfamiliar with the product, you should always test it first. Looks like the coyote just marked his territory. I'm deciding to cover up as much of the glue as I can with this stucco mix. And pardon the pun, this is the final step before showing you the finished coyote piece. I'm adding sand. Why? Well, for one, I probably shouldn't have painted the prints that dark brown in the first place. The bear and the wolf are set in the snow, and the coyote's on sand, so this helps bring it back in line. It also softens the tracks a bit, keeps them from shouting at you right away. At least that's the idea. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more. If you liked it, drop a like. And if not, tell me why in the comments.